Well.
Hello! Today we have a video that we actually planned through. Say what? So what we did, we bought a tiny house kit in Sweden without being from Sweden, without having any experience in building tiny houses. We didn't read up anything. We simply decided we want to build one. And so we went on a little research online and we found the website Polhus. Link is gonna be below the video, so you can check it out if you want, but maybe you also just want to watch the video till the end and then you're gonna decide, because
Fair enough.
we do have some cons. So Polhus said that for 2 people it takes you a week to build this. It was, back then when we ordered it, 10,000 euros, so 100,000 krona, which is incredibly cheap. And so we were like, cool, a week? The 2 people,
no experience whatsoever.
You don't need any experience. It's gonna be delivered with everything that you need. Yes, let's do it. And so we did it. And now we're sitting here almost a year later.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's been a while. And we're gonna talk about our experience with building it, the pros and cons, if we would do it again, and then you probably clicked, yeah, I mean, you probably clicked on this video because you're thinking about building one, right? Or I don't know why, but here you go.
So they claim you only need a power drill, a planer, and a ruler and a hammer to build this house, like no further tools.
Yes.
In our experience, you might need a couple more. For example, do you want it level? It helps if you have a water level. You might need 2 power drills. You need a saw for sure. We also needed like construction foam,
box
cutters, a lot of different nails and screws.
Yeah, the big pro obviously in ordering a kit is that you don't need any experience in house structure, architecture, materials whatsoever, because they did it all for you, right? So we didn't have to make a plan, we didn't need a designer or anything, we didn't need anything. So you order it and they deliver it and then you just build it. It's pretty straightforward. So you don't need to organize materials, it all comes with the screws and everything you need, they claim, right? So, but then as Bastian already said, it wasn't really like that. Right, the other pro is that you can pretty much choose from a catalog. The website is super pretty, that's why we chose them, because it's just super modern and you can scroll through and decide which house you want to buy, which is pretty insane. And then you just order it with a click and that's it. And
bam, at your doorstep.
You don't need to be there personally, which was perfect for us, because in that time we were still in Switzerland. So everything, communication with them, it was all via email. So that was super easy, especially in these times, right? Okay, wait, wow, can you even read mine?
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry, I have a bad handwriting. Okay, so they had only limited options for the delivery time. The only option we had was either beginning of March or May. So that was a pretty big gap. And so March, it was still pretty bad weather, but
pretty cold. The ground was kind of frozen still.
Yeah, so we could definitely not start building the house with a frozen ground. Yeah. But we still didn't want to wait till May, because that would have been that wasn't an option. So anyhow, it's fine, but there was only very limited options for the delivery.
When it got here, the instructions, the plan was pretty clear. It was, even for us having no experience in reading such plans, it was all pretty easy and straightforward. Some of the pieces weren't labeled, but then you just have to measure them yourself. They're all listed within the plan, and if you follow the plan, it actually shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, but like, why didn't they label all of them? Like
some of them were.
Yeah,
it was completely random.
And the way they were in the package, it was 2 massive packages and it was just chaotic. There was no way of, like, you had to pretty much take it all apart and then
measure each individual piece, which was not labeled, put it where you want it.
Yeah, so you need a lot of space additionally to your building space. The pro is you do not need a permission for this house. Technically, in Sweden. I don't know where you are when you watch this, you need to check if you need a permission or not. Usually if they're so small, it's a bit easier than a proper house. Definitely here in Sweden it is, but we then realized we still have to tell them that we're gonna do it, and we still have to follow the rules of it not being higher than 4 meters, far away enough from the other place, our neighbors I mean. So there is a few things that you have to do. You can't just go and build it and not tell anyone. This is a log cabin style, which is super easy and quick to build, but only when it comes to the stacking part. Everything around it, it takes a long time, and definitely longer than a week. I still can't get over it that they said a week.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't sleep, on the website they only have 3-4 kind of like base structures, and then all the extras, which they name differently, is just like an extra window here, maybe the door is blue instead of white, stuff like that. Since it's a log cabin, you can easily modify it to your needs and make it kind of your own. That's why we put in 2 new windows.
Yeah.
One where there wasn't supposed to be a window, we cut out a wall, we left out a door where there are 2 doors, yeah. Where there should have been doors according to them. So it's really easy to modify, because you can also just cut it out and you won't lose any structural integrity because it's all stacked on top of each other.
Yeah. What is a big pro with Polhus, and I don't know if that's normal, but they pretty much gave us another 25 square meters or so of extra wood. Like random pieces, obviously some spare pieces that were already also marked as this might be a spare one, but then all the other ones, I don't know. So we were able to make all the furniture out of that leftover wood, which was pretty amazing, because now it's all of the same wood. Like you make a table out of the wood that your house is built off.
The wood they send you is not coming treated at all, so if you want to build it outside, which I think you do, you need to somehow treat it, unless you want to tear it down 2 years later or so. We also had to go buy paint, which then we put a lot of paint on this house, and you have to wait in between.
Yes.
Because of the low temperatures, we also had to wait way longer. We had to make an extra room which was heated just for the boards we painted to dry properly, and so on and so on.
So they're waterproof. We had all along on the whole journey, we had a handyman. He wasn't here building it with us, but he stopped by and he was like giving us tips, and he was organizing a lot. So he helped us a lot during the whole progress. Without him, we would not have been able to do it. And he said from the beginning, well, you guys, you need a foundation. And so that takes a long time. We did a whole concrete foundation, and we dug up everything by hand, and it was...
Because we couldn't get the digger on time, and there were a lot of little things. I think if you organize everything on point from the beginning, you can take some time off, but
probably
the 1 week, 2 people is...
We can't stress it enough, it's not true.
I don't think it's feasible.
So yeah, and now we're coming to the worst part of it all. When we had the foundation done and we were ready, and we had even more friends over for a week to help us, we started stacking, and within the first hour we were already missing a piece of the wood. And these are all small pieces all together, but you do need them all, and they are all... lots of them are looking different. Like some have the carving here, some are like shorter, longer, like you have a lot of different pieces, and there was one missing in the beginning, which meant we couldn't go on, and so we had to make that piece ourselves. And then you need the tools for that. The proper tools. You need to know how. We were lucky that his brother was here. He knew kind of how. He just did it anyway. And then it took a while, right? So, and then we could go on, and then towards the end we were missing another 2 pieces. Yeah. And that means, you know, when you say you miss it, you already looked through the whole pile like 3 times.
With like 4 people, yeah.
Yeah, so it took a lot of time to look through it, and you can't believe it's actually missing, but it was. And so I wrote them an email, and before they would answer within an hour with all the, like when it was about paying and, you know, the delivery and all, the communication was so good. And then I wrote to that email, I wrote back, so I knew that email was working. I wasn't even like bitchy about it or anything. I was just wanted to let them know that there was a piece missing, because it's important for them to know. No, I don't know. I just wanted to let them know. I didn't hear back from them. All in all, I really loved the whole thing. I learned so much, and I've never built anything before other than some IKEA stuff. And I love living in a wooden house. I really love it. The smell, the sound. It seems so stable. Like there's so much wind outside. We don't hear anything in here because the walls are 7 centimeters thick, and it's just such a cozy, safe spot for me now. I really love it. And it was so cheap. Really, it was so cheap. So all the cons were kind of okay because it was so cheap. But yes. The thing is, we checked for you guys. We checked recently, and somehow Polhus decided to double all their prices. All the houses on their website are double of what we paid. So you get that house here for 20,000 euros now.
Which is like 200,000 krona.
It's too much for what you get. Really. Yeah. If you have a lot of time.
Yeah, if you have a lot of time and you like learning something new, you've never built a house before and want to do it, I mean, go for it.
At the log cabins, I can't say it right.
It's a log cabin.
It's a log cabin style tiny house cabin. We can really recommend doing that. It's so much fun. If you have friends, if you're in summer, you have the space, you have the money, sure, do it. Do that kit stuff because it's easy and you don't have to plan anything yourself. But if you're on a budget, just don't believe what they say. Yeah. It takes much more than one would think. And we're still not done. Oh my god, we're still not done. We're still waiting for the heating, and we just got electricity like yesterday, and the water is still gonna happen and all, so it's like, yeah, we're still not done, but it's fun. We're okay. We're chill. Alright. I think that's it now. Yeah. Do you want to say anything more? Okay.
No.
Well, we hope that was a little bit helpful. We thought we want to contribute a little helpful video to YouTube because so far we only had some entertaining ones, I guess. I don't know what we do. So yeah, I hope you get something out of it, and if you have any more questions, let us know in the comments. Yes. If you fancy a tiny house tour, we haven't done that yet. Yeah. I think let us know early on because we need to clean. Also, yeah. But I think like next week we would actually be done with everything, so we could do that. So let us know if you'd be interested in that. And then yeah, we see you soon. Have a wonderful week. Bye. Bye.